Hi guys, so today I just have a small charm update to show you guys. It might seem like a lot, but it really isn't, so I'm just gonna get started. The first charm is this little bubble tea charm, and it's pretty much like the bubble teas you get at a restaurant where they put it in the cup for you. And it has this little pink straw. The second charm I have is another bubble tea charm, but I put it in a little bubble tea bottle. It's not like the tapiocas were just pressed on. I actually put a layer of translucent clay around the bottle to make it look like it was inside the bottle. So if you'd like a tutorial on this, just let me know. Then I have these little fortune cookie charms, and I did texture them. I also added in small letters onto the little tag, and it spells art. It was completely accidental, but it's really cool because A stands for the first letter of my name, R is the first letter of my roommate's name, and T is the first letter of a significant other. These are really lightweight, and it's hollow in the middle right here, and it's really simple to make. Then I was inspired to make this heart key, and I was inspired by a charm on Etsy. I will put a photo right after this clip. So from the photo you could see that the key was black, but I wanted to try to make it out of silver, and I really like how this turned out. Let me know if you guys would like a tutorial on this. Now before I get comments on how ugly this charm is, this animal itself isn't the most attractive animal, and I'll have a photo of it right after this clip. So basically this is the elephant seal, and it is one of the largest animals on earth. I actually made this charm as an inside joke between me and Cool Rice Bunnies, also known as Lily, and by the time this video uploads you will have received this package, so I'm showing you guys what it looks like. Then I made this little baby penguin, and I'll have another photo where I got the inspiration, and this is really cute in my opinion. I then made a chibi of a little boy in a tuxedo costume, but there's a little penguin at the top. Penguins pretty much look like they're in a tuxedo all the time in my opinion, and I think this is really cute. The next chibi I made is a girl in a penguin costume. Here is a close-up of what she looks like, and then here is the penguin. I know it's kind of fat. The next thing I made was this little bracelet, and it's actually little bunny rabbits. I know they might not really look like them, but I'm gonna call them my little marshmallow bunnies since they're so round. So this is an inside joke kind of thing between me and the Papricot girls, and they are bunnies because each of the bunnies are supposed to represent one of us. And if you've noticed, there's one bunny missing, and that's because that's Mama Shirley, or Rockerness. So here is Mama Rabbit Shirley, and she is in a white rabbit costume, and her birthday was actually on April 3rd. By the time this video uploads, she will have received this package. The next chibi I made was of Lily, also known as Cool Rice Bunnies, and she is in a little lilac costume, and if you can tell, it is pearly, and she has these little bunny ears. Attached to the chibi is this little bowl of rice, and it has a little kawaii face, and you can see that each individual grain of rice is put on. Basically, this chibi, if you haven't noticed, is supposed to represent Cool Rice Bunnies. So I hope that Lily likes this very much. I then made another rice charm, and again the grains of rice at the top is individually placed on, and there are some toothpicks for the chopstick that I glued in. If you can tell, the grains of rice on the red bowl is more translucent, and this one is more of an off-white, but still somewhat translucent. So I think this is a little more like rice, and this one's a little less like rice, maybe uncooked rice. So if you would like a tutorial on this, let me know. Last but not least, I have the Inuyasha chibis to show you guys, and I know this is not all of the chibis. I plan to make Shippo, Kirara, and Sesshomaru and Rin at some point, so when that happens, I will be in my next charm update. I made some Shikon no Tama jewels, and I actually made 3 of them, but I gave one away. This was made by mixing pearl, magenta pearl, and translucent. I actually made the Kikyo chibi first, but if you saw my charm spotlight, I featured Sango because I was really proud of that chibi. But Kikyo is definitely the smallest chibi out of all the Inuyasha chibis I made. I will probably remake her so that she's the appropriate size to the rest of the gang. Then I made Inuyasha, and I tried to put on a lot of details for his clothing, and almost everything here is pearl except for his face. Next, I have Kagome, and I know her eyes are huge, so if I do recreate her, I'm definitely going to make the eyes a little smaller. And I really like how the clothing turned out. I then made Miroku, and I also made his little staff. I also made the bandage around his hand where the wind tunnel is or was, and actually if you look in photos, Miroku's eyes are actually kind of blue or purple, so I thought that was really interesting. Last but not least, for my charm spotlight, I have Sango, who is the last person as part of the Inuyasha gang that I've made so far, and I have her little boomerang right here with the little scratch marks, and I also have Sango in her demon slaying outfit. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this charm update and more charms to come. If you guys want tutorials on any of these charms, just let me know in the comment box below. And thank you guys so much for watching.